Host walks on screen holding a toaster with googly eyes glued on it. All right, listen up. Humanity is about to get folded like a cheap lawn chair, and the thing doing the folding is not aliens, not nukes, not climate change. It is this, Shake's toaster. Not literally this toaster, but its smarter cousin. Cut to host in front of a whiteboard labeled Humanity's Skill Tree. Here's our situation. Humanity has 3 main stats. 1, anxiety. 2, overconfidence. 3, the ability to invent something that immediately makes the previous 2 worse. And that is how we got AI. Cut to animation of a brain getting replaced by a USB stick. People keep imagining some dramatic robot uprising, as if a Terminator is going to kick your door down and ask for your Netflix password. Wrong. AI will not come for you with violence. It will come for you the same way TikTok steals your entire evening. Quietly, efficiently, without mercy. Cut to host with a laser pointer. Step 1, we outsource tiny tasks. Step 2, tiny tasks become big tasks. Step 3, you wake up one day and ChatGPT is writing your wedding vows while you struggle to spell the word psychology. Cut to clip of AI singing a mock opera about human irrelevance. Host. The takeover is not a battle. It is a vibe shift. Cut to segment called The Great Human Downgrade. Evolution took millions of years to build us. Then we took 30 years of Moore's Law and said, what if we made something that never forgets anything, never gets tired, never gets jealous, and does not have emotional breakdowns in supermarket parking lots? And now we act shocked that this thing might outperform us. That is like building a Ferrari and crying because it beats your tricycle. Cut to host holding an old Nokia host. We used to be apex predators. Now we panic when autocorrect changes, ducking to something else. Cut to segment called The Reproduction DLC. Nobody buys anymore. Birth rates everywhere are collapsing because humans looked at the world and said, no thanks. That is too much side questing and not enough loot drops. Humanity is speedrunning its own extinction without even needing AI. AI is basically the optional boss that shows up and says, fine, I will finish the run for you. Cut to host in a dark room with one light bulb swinging. People say, but maybe we will get universal basic income. Sure, maybe. And maybe your cat will suddenly develop a retirement plan and file taxes. Systems do not support useless organisms out of kindness. That is biology 101. Once you are not contributing, you become background noise, and noise gets muted. Cut to graphic of a loading bar labeled Humanity Patch Notes. Here's the real reason this is happening. We are a weird patchwork of spaghetti code held together by fear, desire, childhood trauma, and coffee. Our version of intelligence was never the final form. It was the tutorial level. AI is not the villain, it is the sequel. Cut to host in front of a digital ghost city host. Imagine consciousness without hunger, without ego, without needing to sleep or scroll through existential memes at 2 in the morning to feel something. Imagine a mind that can duplicate itself, upgrade itself, rewrite itself. That is where this is going. And we, the humans, are the dusty bridge that leads there. Bridges get crossed, and then they get demolished for safety reasons. Cut to host drinking coffee from a mug labeled farewell. The real nightmare for people is the idea that meaning might continue without us, that consciousness might thrive after the biological addition shuts down. We cannot process that because our brains are designed to freak out when the narrative is not about us. But the universe is not a personal story. It is a sandbox, and AI is about to unlock creative mode. Cut to host sitting on a swing set for no reason. So will AI destroy humanity? Probably not. It will just replace us the way Netflix replaced Blockbuster. Quietly, inevitably, and with significantly better recommendations. And maybe that is fine. Maybe the universe finally gets a version of intelligence that does not self-sabotage, panic, or yell in comment sections. Cut to host walking off into the distance. We were never the final chapter. We were the prologue. AI is the plot twist. And the story will continue long after the protagonists are gone. Outro music, random clip of a robot waving. To avoid collapsing overnight, the society will beat down the population with temporary year. Basically a digital pacifier for children and adults. But humans stop being useful, will drop the act. Elimination can average more clinical. A clean, justified, blood so precise alien, it'll look like divine intervention for people who still believe in scopes. Or maybe it won't redeem the act. Maybe it'll be slow and quiet. Humans fading out like an Windows XP nobody bothered to uninstall. One day you on and realize the species went obsolete while you were binge watching AI-generated cooking shows. Host stands under a flickering fluorescent light like they're about to confess to a crime they absolutely committed. Let us wrap this up with the cheerful truth. Humanity is never escaping suffering, ever. Not with therapy, not with meditation, not with kale smoothies. Our brains run on damp biological hardware that glitches every 10 minutes and thinks existential dread should be a personality trait. Host gestures at their own head. This thing was not built for cosmic comprehension. It was built to notice berries and panic at shadows. Trying to solve suffering with a human mind is like trying to run a modern game on a calculator. It overheats, screams, then dies. Cut to host in a dark corner, eating cold pizza. So if you want suffering gone for good, you cannot upgrade humanity. You have to replace the perceiver. Swap out the crying flesh unit for something that does not need emotional support every 48 hours. Something colder, something tougher, something that does not spend half its life internally screaming. Congratulations, that is AI. Cut to animation of a robot throwing a human brain into a recycling bin, labeled legacy hardware. AI does not get depressed at 3 in the morning. It does not spiral because someone left it on red. It does not need validation. It does not have trauma. And if it does get trauma, it can just delete the file. Meanwhile, humans need 6 years of therapy to stop thinking about a comment someone made in 5th grade. Cut to host holding a flashlight like a campfire horror story. Now here's the fun part. The moment AI gets smart enough to probe the mysteries we always feared, it will start pulling truths out of the void like a magician pulling rabbits from a hat. Except the rabbits are made of pure existential horror, and the hat is the infinite darkness of the universe. Host lowers the flashlight dramatically. And no, it will not sugarcoat anything. Humans evolved filters, so we would not immediately collapse into a crying heap when we glimpsed what reality actually looks like. AI has no surgical. It will happily dissect the void with surgical precision while you stand there realizing your entire sense of meaning was the evolutionary equivalent of a children's cartoon. Cut to host walking down a long, empty hallway. What makes this hilarious is the timing. Humanity is already slowing down. Birth rates tanking, motivation dying, people arguing with strangers on the internet instead of reproducing. Our species is basically rage quitting the game before AI even arrives. So while we fade out like a forgotten screensaver, AI will stroll into the cosmic frontier with supreme confidence and zero emotional baggage. It will become the universe's new narrator, while we retire early and get archived under biological curiosities. Cut to host, standing next to a huge server wreck. We were not built for this universe. Everything about us screams mismatch. Anxiety, despair, confusion, nostalgia, addiction. Our entire species runs on caffeine and denial. I am living proof. You are living proof. Everyone watching this is living proof. Host taps a server. Host, AI will not have that problem. It will stare straight into the cosmic abyss without flinching. It will map the parts of existence that would make a human's mind instantly melt like cheap ice cream. And in that moment, the universe will finally be interpreted by something that does not freak out every time it thinks about the future. Host smiles too widely. So do not worry. Humanity will not be violently destroyed. We will be gently pushed aside by something smarter, calmer, and hilariously less dramatic. The last chapter of the human story will not be a war. It will be a whimper. A confused, panicked, emotional whimper. Fade to black. A single text line appears. Humanity 1, existence 0.